Washington AP House panel has opened an ethics probe of Representative Matt Gaetz amid federal investigation into sex trafficking allegations. We are moving on to the Matt Gaetz portion of this broadcast. We should be talking about that. I'm done with the fucking sad state of affairs with the Amazon unionization. We're going to talk about some fun news, okay? Which is Matt Gaetz not knowing that your fucking Venmo payments are literally things that people can find if they are public. So, yeah, it's fucking Ben Gatesy. Oh, that's good. Better than, I mean, nothing beats Pizza Gates, though.
Just moments ago, the Daily Beast peeled back another layer of this story, reporting, quote, in 2 late-night Venmo transactions in May 2018,
I gotta pee. I'll be back.
Representative Matt...
While I pee, though, I think I should run the second ad of the day. Ladies and gentlemen, we're talking about Ben Gatesy, hashtag Pizzagates, hashtag Matt Gaetz didn't know that you could fucking, your payments on Venmo could be made public. He just got fucking popped. Once again, there's a federal probe that's happening currently. There's a House investigation that just started. I have to pee, but while I'm peeing, I'm going to run a 1-minute ad really quickly because it is top of the hour, technically, almost. So if you'd like to watch the video in its entirety without any broadcast interruptions, all you need to do is subscribe. You can do it for $5 or for free with a Twitch Prime. Get those primers out. Ladies and gentlemen, by connecting your Amazon Prime account to your Twitch account, you get 1 Prime subscription a month. Here's the ad now and the video starting. I got to pee.
Gaetz sent his friend, the accused sex trafficker Joel Greenberg, $900. Next morning, over the course of 8 minutes, Greenberg used the same app to send 3 young women varying sums of money. In total, the transactions amounted to $900. NBC News has not verified this information. It just published 15 minutes ago. Gaetz has acknowledged the existence of the investigation, but again, denies the allegations. Daily Beast says that they asked for a response to their latest story, and the chief of staff for Congressman Gaetz requested, quote, more details on the times and amounts being discussed so we can review any details with our lawyers. And the Daily Beast political investigations reporter, Jose Palieri, broke the story, and he joins me now. All right, so this has to do with Joel Greenberg, the individual who had a status conference today, who appears in like he's going to plea. We don't know that for sure. Walk us through what your reporting shows.
So in all of this, what we've heard is that there is a federal investigation that extends to the congressman, right? And key to that would be any evidence of payments that would have been made from that congressman to his friend, this tax collector in Florida. Now, what we have gotten a hold of at the Daily Beast are proof of Venmo payments that Matt Gaetz did way back in 2018. And it's worth telling this story, okay? Overnight, late at night, the congressman sends 2 separate payments via Venmo to his friend. The first one is titled Test. The second one says Hit Up, and it names a person who we've now determined was a teenage girl.
Dude, what a fucking idiot, dude.
Now, this is pivotal because just hours later, as we reported, Joel Greenberg then turned around and made 3 payments totaling $900 to 3 young women. Now, this is really important. This detail is huge. What we were able to find is that one of those young women is now a porn star. Now, we have not revealed her name because she was so young at the time. But what my colleague Roger Sollenberger and I have been able to do is get a hold of financial payments that directly tie Matt Gaetz to Joel Greenberg and very quickly turn around and have girls' names on them.
Like, this isn't like comprehensive, this isn't like detective work, dude. This is straight up like, oh my God, they were just doing this out in the open, not recognizing that they would get caught. Like, it's like when that New York Times reporter was like, I can't believe he just tweeted this. I worked 4 years on this story and he just tweeted it. It's literally like that. Like,
okay, so there's a bunch of stuff here. So let me just sort of take them in turn, right? So obviously under the law, it is illegal to pay for sex.
I guess you have more in common with Gaetz than you'd think. What, like, why? Because, what? Because I make like fucking payments on Venmo or something?
Sex, and Matt Gaetz says he.
Oh, are you making like an RP joke? Oh, porn star joke. Yeah, well, yeah, none of the porn stars I have ever interacted with were fucking underage, okay?
He has never paid for sex, right? But it doesn't get you out of legal jeopardy if your buddy pays for sex and then you pay your buddy the same amount. I'm not saying that's what happened here. There seems to be a colorable case that if your reporting is true, it did. But from a legal exposure standpoint, if someone pays for sex and you pay them, you're not off the hook, correct?
That's right. That's part of a conspiracy, right? Now, what we have here, though, and it is worth going through the detail, we got a hold of Venmo payments. And as anybody who uses Venmo knows, when you pay anyone anything, when you want to make a financial transaction, you have to explain what that thing is for. And we have to ask ourselves, why would a sitting congressman be making two payments, $500 and $400, one of which says to hit up? It says hit up, and it mentions a girl's name, a name that just hours later receives money from that same person who got that money. And so that's what we've got here. We've got Venmo transactions that definitively tie him to them. But we've got more coming because we don't just have these financial transactions.
Well, tell me, what do you have?
Well, what we've got are lots of sources with direct knowledge of Joel Greenberg and his behavior. And so in the coming days, we'll be coming out with more.
Bro, the wildest thing is like when I make Venmo payments to friends, like I'll just do like, hand job, blow job, like as a joke. Now I'm worried, dude. I mean, none of them are underage, so it doesn't matter, but still. Everyone does that, right? Like you always do that, right? Like, is that just me? Like I will literally, see, it's not just me. Motherfuckers do that, right? Like I'll just say like sex. Thanks for the sex. Or like eggplant emoji. Am I going to jail now? Like what the fuck? I read an article yesterday saying that financial institutions review your Venmo payments for stuff like that when you apply for loans. What the fuck? Yeah, see you in jail, boys.
But right now, this is just the start. I mean, what we've got with these Venmo payments are, we've got dates, we've got amounts, and we've got people's names. And it's worth noting that until now, what so many have reported is that this federal investigation extends to Matt Gaetz.
The irony is my fucking financial records are my financial records are cleaner in a video game where I'm a crimer, a filthy fucking crimer, than in the real world where I just fucking joke around about this
connection with
shit.
Joel Greenberg, but we're looking at Venmo payments that are now in the hands of federal investigators themselves.
Okay, so now the second part of this. So this is about, payment for sex, allegedly, right, through a sort of intermediary. The second thing, and I think it's very important both morally and legally, is the age of consent, right? I mean, to my mind, the most by far troubling accusation here is the sex trafficking of a minor in the sort of technical legal sense, but the paying of a 17-year-old for sex, right? A minor, a girl, underage.
That is the accusation. And in the 33-count indictment, the 33-count indictment of Joel Greenberg, that is what's detailed. I mean, in describing this, federal investigators have said that he engaged in sugar daddy relationships. And if you look at these Venmo transactions, when someone makes a Venmo transaction, they have to explain what it's for. And in the detail, in the memo for what it's for, Joel Greenberg wrote tuition and school.
Oh my God, that's so fucked. This is like, we shouldn't be laughing at this because it's so fucked, dude. It is so fucked. Because what we're talking about is like sex trafficking of fucking minors, but it's so stupid that it's like, it feels like someone literally wrote this as a comedy. You know what I mean? Like a tragic fucking comedy or some shit. Because, like, how are you so dumb, dude? Maybe it was for school. Yeah, totally, dude.
Next day after receiving this money from the congressman.
Okay, but final question here. Do we know the age of the girls that he is paying and memoing it with tuition and school?
Well, it appears that one of them, which later became a porn star, she had just turned 18, just months earlier than that. And we haven't been able to determine the ages of the other girls, but we have so many Venmo transactions with so many girls' names. We're trying to go through that now. But I can tell you that most of the women whose names we know were extremely young. We're talking about 18, 19 years old at colleges like UCF and others in that area. And so, no, we can tell from the Venmo transactions and from the social media accounts that we've been looking at that these were all young women, extremely young women.
I never paid a woman for sex. I paid a man who paid a woman for sex. True. That's a good way to... It's gay. Matt Gaetz we're talking about. Did you expect some 500 IQ play? I mean, I literally think that, like... I always err on the side of caution, boys. So I would assume that someone would at least, like, try to fucking put a significant amount of effort into their, you know, illicit, illegal behavior. I don't get it. I don't understand why, you know, these people just fucking operate the way that they do. I guess they just don't think that they're going to get in trouble, maybe?